In 1993, refugees from New Edition delivered Poison, the freakiest R&B tune ever. Their name? Belle Biv DeVoe. Now you know.
Girl, I must warn you.
The classic is
Yo, situation is.
Let me tell you something. Belle Biv DeVoe, the best, man.
Oh, yeah. I love that song.
Me too.
It's also.
Like when we would play house, my name was Amanda DeVoe. I was married to Ronnie DeVoe at the age of 7.
This is what told men, this was the information that you gotta watch these women, man. They're poison. Women are poison.
That girl is.
The song is maybe one of the great lines of the 90s.
It was a warning to all men.
Never trust a big button smile. That girl is poison.
Oh, my wife has a pretty big butt and she smiles pretty well, so I don't know. I trust her.
If I were you, I'd take precaution.
And who doesn't know the rap and Poison?
So what you saying, huh?
Is she a winner to you? No, I know she's a loser. How do you know?
Me and the crew used to
do what? Come on.
That's raunchy right there. Almost disgusting. Disgustingly awesome.
She's dangerous.
These days, the men of BBD team up for the occasional New Edition reunion, but mostly keep busy with their own lives.
Well, Belle still performs, and DeVoe is selling real estate in Atlanta. He's huge. And Biv is now calling himself Sporty Rich. He has a model search company, and he was a consultant in making the band for.
To this day, when this song comes on, everybody goes, ah!
Kenosha, Wisconsin's own Weezer.
In 1994, if high school AV clubs had a house band, it would have been Weezer, and their theme song would have been Buddy Holly.
Weezer was deep down geeky in their hearts and their souls. They were not fronting.
This was a song that said, hey, I'm a geek, you're a geek, let's be friends. It's just a beautiful song.
That video that Spike Jonze did was so incredible, and I really hadn't seen a video like that at the time.
Spike Jonze puts Weezer in an episode of Happy Days.
Weezer was wearing all matching beige sweaters, looking all 50s. One of the members made this nasty tongue motion at one of the hot chicks in the corner.
It was seamless, you know what I mean? It was almost like, wow, is that real?
Weezer went on hiatus in 1997, and frontman Rivers Cuomo split for Harvard.
All of a sudden, like, he says, yo, I gotta just chill out for a second, gets out of it, and ends up going back into Harvard. It's like on campus, living in the dorms.
Cuomo graduated with his English BA in 2006, and Weezer reportedly plans to release new songs in 2008. Until those happy days, there's Buddy Holly to tide fans over.
Weezer's Buddy Holly, one of the coolest songs from the 90s, and the best music video I think ever made.
In 1992, Sophie B. Hawkins released Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover, a mating call for the incurably horny.
It's just the song about just go to town on somebody who doesn't know it.
Sophie B. Hawkins was saying, dude, I'm gonna rock your world. She wasn't trying to be coy about it. There was no subtlety.
It sounds like almost like a threat.
Sometimes she's singing as a woman, sometimes she's singing as a man, sometimes she's singing to a puppy, and it's a really profoundly strange and disturbing song, which is why I love it.
The song's lyrics led some to believe Sophie was gay or bi, but in interviews, she declared herself omnisexual.
They were like, she's a freak and she loves animals and transgenders and everything. And I was like, No, I'm just saying my sexuality is more than my, forgive me, it's more than my it's like my whole mind.
I was your girl, believe me. I put on the Rolling Stones. You could do along.
Sophie struck again in 1994 with As I Lay Me Down, but then went silent for a 5-year stretch.
I wish it was a hiatus, like I wish it was in Monaco or something, but what happened was I was suing my record company.
Today, she's recording on her own label and selling artwork on the side.
In 2003, I just started painting. I loved it, and people really responded to it. And people buy my paintings. It's shocking.
And while Sophie's past her 90s heyday, she's doing damn fine for her damn self.
People don't know me as well, but I still have my fans, and I'm touring, and I'm making records, and I'm working on a Broadway show. And it's very challenging, and I love it.
What?
In 1998, Jay-Z's move from Brooklyn hustler to big-time rap star was complete, thanks to Can I Get It, featuring up-and-comer Ja Rule and Rockefeller hottie Emil.
I would jam to that. Jay-Z, he's like crossover, but it's still respected by underground.
Can I hit it in the morning without giving you half of my dough? And even worse, if I was broke, would you want me?
I call him the James Bond of rap.
He's the Michael Jackson to me of rap.
Barry Bonds or something. I mean, he was Elvis. I'm just like totally in awe of Jay-Z.
When I first heard Can I Get a, I was confused. Because Can I Get a what? I was like, what?
It was just like, if I'm not on top of my game anymore, will you still roll with me? It's just asking the question.
He's holding it down, you know what I'm saying?
Can I get a what? Do these chickens from all of my thugs who don't love dough? They get no dough.
Can I get a whoop?
I love that record because it just made you bounce the whole time.
Can I get up to these fellas from all of my ladies who don't got love for players without
Can you bounce?
You bounce with me. That beat is sick.
Jigga kept bouncing after Can I Get It until he retired in 2003, that is.
His retirement.
Yeah, retired, right. Sure.
Fortunately, it didn't stick. Today, the Def Jam president, co-owner of the Nets basketball team, Beyonce Paramore, New York club maven and clothing line mogul is making music again. Holla!
You know, I look at all of these things, and I hate Jay-Z. They say don't hate. I'm sorry, I do.
Wow, that was crazy.
VH1 asked, and you answered. More of your favorite 90s songs after the break. Coming up, Joan Osborne gets flack for calling God a slob.
I got a lot of threatening letters and hate mail, and we got picketed at our concerts and stuff.
And the mystery of OPP explained.
O means other, P means people, and then they get real cryptic.
But first, songs that just missed the cut. At number 103, Fatboy Slim's Rockefeller Skank.
I love Fatboy Slim.
This was a song that kind of took the sort of rave aura and brought it to the high school dance. Kids at the high school dance would think, yeah, we're raving now.
For more of the songs that did make the cut, stick around.
And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback.
A star at 17, LL Cool J looked like he peaked by his early 20s. Instead of quitting, he buckled down and silenced the haters in a single sonic blow. 1990's Mama Said Knock You Out.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Oh, man, that was a jam. Mama said knock you out. It was vintage LL, the macho vibe and the confidence.
It was bring it. It was fat.
PH fat.
Competition's paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
Before that, he was a young cat who had a lot of charisma. Once that happened, he was now a real solid MC that was not to be played with. He'll knock you out.
He's awesome. I love you, LL Cool J.
Definitely remember seeing him perform on Unplugged. He had so much deodorant on. He was sweaty, but it was ill.
In 2006, LL put out the book The Platinum Workout, aka the fitness plan he's been using since the millennium started.
What's wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, under. It's platinum, baby, no doubt.
It's very talented. Acting, clothing line, music, producing, other things.
I just don't know.
LL has been here for years. They call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, for a reason. I mean, album after album after album after album, he has stuck around.
Mama said knock you out.
Everybody out there that's watching, everybody that's watching this world is both.
18 and all stressed out, Fiona Apple was the 90s most tormented teen, and with 1996's Criminal, she scored her first #1.
I've been a bad, bad girl.
Fiona Apple's got this incredible husky, smoky thing going on, which is very sexy.
When she sings, I mean, she unleashes this. It's the blues.
Fiona Apple can sing her butt off.
I've come to you 'cause I need guidance to be true.
You talk about honest lyrics. Very. Was she 18 when she wrote that? I mean, are you kidding me? Fiona, stop.
What I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal.
That's a naughty girl. She's very naughty.
The video's like in somebody's basement after some 70s orgy with models.
Heaven help me for the way I am.
Quite honestly, I felt a little bit ashamed of myself for getting the notoriety in a video in which I was in my underwear, but I mean, hell, it helped me, so cool.
After a 5-year hiatus starting in 2000, Fiona put out her critically beloved Extraordinary Machine CD. Now a mature 30, she's come to terms with her old image.
I'm so much calmer now. Like, I really feel like a grown-up, and it doesn't make me giggle to say that I feel like a grown-up.
By suggesting God was an average Joe, blues chanteuse Joan Osborne raised quite the ruckus. But she also scored a hit, 1995's One of Us.
Joan Osborne has an amazing voice. It's like rootsy and soulful, and she's the real deal.
Joan Osborne asked a very important question. What if God was one of us?
What if God was one of us? Just a stranger on the bus.
If God was one of us, was just a stranger on the bus, I sure hope he's not that guy that's touching himself.
God had a face. What would it look like?
People had some very strong reactions to it, both positive and negative. I got a lot of threatening letters and hate mail, and we got picketed at our concerts and stuff.
Religious people were so angry at this song. You're not supposed to use God's name in a song that many times.
Joan never had another hit as big as One of Us, but her fans stuck with her.
Luckily, I've still been able to do it, and I've had enough of a following that I can still make records and still go on tours and still make my living doing it.
Today, Joan's a Brooklyn mom and touring machine. She released her 8th album, Breakfast in Bed, in 2007 and has no regrets about her 90s smash.
The success of the song took me a lot of places that I would never have been able to go otherwise. I got to sing for the Dalai Lama in India. I got to sing with Pavarotti in Italy. I got to go a lot of places because of the success of that tune.
Based on a Jackson 5 sample, 1991's OPP seemed squeaky clean, but beneath that layer of happy, happy hip-hop, Naughty by Nature snuck a secret dirty message.
How can I explain it? I'll take it frame by frame it.
I had no idea what OPP stood for, and then I did my investigating, and I was like, oh, I
not supposed to be singing this.
What the hell's OPP mean? Other people's property. Oh, snap.
Oh, it's for other P, it's for people scratch a temple. The last P, well, that's not that simple.
O means other, P means people's, and then they get real cryptic.
It's sort of like another way to call a cat a kitten.
Other people's would never have been my first guess.
Oh, no, I'm not down with that. Are you?
Why is everybody so down with other people's? Like, just pick one and stick with that.
How many brothers out there know this what I'm getting at? Who think it's wrong because I was splitting and co-hitting that?
Ooh, that song got me in trouble. Before I saw Naughty by Nature, I used to be like, who is singing this song, splitting and co-hitting that? And we met each other. And I got married and had a beautiful daughter behind splitting and co-hitting that.
Things slowed for the guys after the 90s, so they took a break. Frontman Tretch married and split from Peppa of Salt and Peppa and tried acting both in porn and on mainstream shows like The Sopranos and Law & Order. But as of 2006, Naughty by Nature is together again, working on new music. Coming up, the West Coast Party Anthem to end all West Coast party anthems.
I love that. That song is banging.
And Jewel channels a Muppet.
Who will save your soul?
It's all leading up to the #1 song on the countdown.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. The #1 song of the 90s should be Bop by Hanson.
Which song will top the list? Keep watching to find out. In 1997, Sugar Ray were on top of the world. They had a smoking lead singer, a new chill sound, and their first smash, Fly.
Fly was the epitome of the laid-back groove.
Sugar Ray just seemed like fun-loving party boys.
Lots of booze, debauchery, and drugs. That's what we heard it's all about.
Ladies loved Mark McGrath. He just went out there and sang Fly, and the ladies of America said, yes, please.
Mark, I love you. You are the finest guy in the face of this earth. You rock my world.
It's an honor to sort of have that sex symbol status for a little bit. It was a lot of fun. And I was even taking my shirt off back then on stage, you know? Fly changed our lives overnight, and it was the gateway to everything you dreamed of. It was an incredible experience, and I'm getting verklempt thinking about it. It was rad.
All around the world, statues crumble for me. Who knows how long I've loved.
Post-Fly, Mark and his bandmates confounded critics by releasing hit after hit. Today, Sugar Ray's on hold while McGrath tries out his new day job as the 21st century John Tesh.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Mark McGrath. I never wanted to overstay my welcome in the industry. And, you know, there were some opportunities out there for me. Let me try this extra thing, and here I am.
He's still famous, Mark McGrath. It's 10 years after Fly, and he's still famous. How many other guys who had big rock hits in 1997 could still say that?
I was like, Dre, I want some beats. And I said, what is that you working on right now? You play California Love. I said, Dre, you know you owe me this.
In 1996, freshly sprung gangster rapper Tupac Shakur hooked up with Dr. Dre and showed fans some love. Some California love, that is.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West, a state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness.
I love that. That song is banging.
West Coast.
Let me take my glasses off when I tell y'all about that song right there. That was like a California anthem.
Roger Troutman, that vocoder, that talk box, incredible. And Tupac, one of the greatest rappers.
Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming. Soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing screaming.
I got a big mouth. Came out. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes.
Bumping and grinding like a slow jam. It's West Side, so you know the road will bow down to no man.
The video clocked in at a stunning 13 minutes, but it was too fun not to watch.
I thought the video was just amazing.
It had that Mad Max look to it.
The whole futuristic, Thunderdome-ish energy of it was really cool.
Mere months after California Love hit, Tupac's life was tragically cut short.
I'm here at University Medical Center in Las Vegas, where at 4:03 this afternoon, Tupac Shakur was pronounced dead.
While it's been more than a decade since his passing, fans can't get enough Pac. He's sold millions of posthumous albums.
Tupac sold 6 albums while he was alive, 7 albums while he was dead. People love Pac so much so that they will not let him go.
He is someone who changed the face of things forever.
In 1991, a year before Teen Spirit made Seattle the grunge capital of the world, another Washington group ruled the air and video waves. The band, Alice in Chains. The song, Man in a Box.
Wow, it's a killer song with a much amazing, powerful groove.
It's huge sounding and full blown, all blasting away, and just groovy guitar parts.
Alice in Chains was the most metal of all the Seattle grunge bands, and they were also the most depressing.
And Lane Staley's vocal was amazing.
It's real pain.
That band was so much fun. We did a lot of Headbangers Ball with them.
This is Alice in Chains, Man in the Box, and we'll be back with Alice in Chains.
So now you've done it, Rick.
There were drugs involved, and drugs have screwed up some of the greatest rock and roll bands in the world, and that was what happened with Lane Staley.
By the late 90s, Lane was reclusive and drug dependent. Then, on April 20th, 2002, he was found dead of an overdose in his Seattle apartment.
Today, you know, I miss Lane so much.
Alice in Chains disbanded in Lane's honor, but returned in 2006 with a new singer.
Everybody that I know that has seen Alice in Chains recently says they're still great. I miss Lane, but Alice in Chains is one of the most important bands of the 90s.
Written when she was just 16, Who Will Save Your Soul propelled Alaskan-bred Jewel Kilcher into the big leagues.
People living their lives for you on TV. They say they're better than you, and you agree.
The song is just such a beautiful, her voice, it warms your heart.
Come here, boy, there ain't nothing for free.
She was kind of soft, and she had this ethereal, kind of folksy voice.
Who will save your soul?
I remember the first time I heard Who Will Save Your Soul on the radio, I started to cry because it wasn't really until that moment that I realized I sang like Kermit the Frog. I was heartbroken.
Who will save your soul? Who will save your souls if you won't sail on?
You know, I love the whole thing. I lived in a van in San Diego, you know, just hot chick at a coffee house with a guitar.
I'd earned my way across the country and hitchhiked through Mexico Street singing, so I would just make up lyrics about the people as they'd walk by, and it ended up becoming Who'll Save Your Soul.
Another day, another dollar, another war, another tower went up where the homeless had their homes.
These days, Jewel's roughing it on a 2,000-acre homestead with her man, rodeo hunk Ty Murray.
Ty and I have been together 9 years, and you know, he's a stand-up guy in a world of flakes. We'll be doctoring a calf one morning, and then the next day we'll be at an Oscar Vanity Fair party.
Who will save your soul?
When she's not doctoring calves, Jewel is working on a country album, but Who Will Save Your Soul still holds a special place in her stable.
It's funny, you know, this being the first song I ever wrote, and writing it when I was so young, I always thought I might get sick of it, but it's a song I actually haven't. I always find new interesting little meanings and turns of phrase while I'm singing it that keeps it really fresh for me.
If you won't save your own.
They were the kind of band fans could bring home to mom, and in 1998, Nice Guy Rockers' Matchbox 20 secured their place among the big guns with 3 AM.
She said it's cold outside and she hands me my raincoat.
Man, these guys are so good.
Okay, now that is a great song.
She's always worried about things like that.
There's no doubting the power of that guy's vocals. They're amazing. The guy's just full-on rock star.
Says, baby, it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely.
While Rob's voice was rough in a good way, the song's topic was rough in a bad one.
I had written that song when my mom had cancer. It was a song about kind of growing up and like being a kid, you know, dealing with your mother.
She's got a little bit of something. God, it's better than nothing.
My mom loved it. It became her song. In fact, it was so embarrassing because for a long time she had a 3 a.m. mom on her license plate. Like, I didn't realize it once, and I was driving her car around town. Yeah, that was always her song.
But it's 3 a.m., I must be lonely.
The guys cranked out tons more hits, even when Rob was moonlighting with Santana. Then in 2004, they took a break, and Rob put out a solo record.
For one, like a second, I was like, what if I suck without Paul?
Yeah. What if you suck?
And I did not.
Paul and the rest of Matchbox 20 can relax, though. With another album out, Rob's not ditching the band.
Yeah, what's coming up for you solo?
Nothing right now. You know, I mean, we're in, like, you know, we'll tour until nobody cares that we're touring, and then we'll stop.
Yeah.
Your votes are in, and more 90s songs are up after the break. Coming up, Marky Mark feels the vibrations.
It's a great song because it's got Marky Mark screaming at you.
And the tune that still gets Mark McGrath all choked up.
That song, I actually shed a tear when I heard it.
Which 90s song gives Mark the sniffles? Stay tuned to find out. Brand and the countdown is at number 47.
Yeah. You feel it, baby?
Yo, I'm in the house.
A ladies' man from Boston, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch pumped up a nation with 1991's Good Vibrations.
Yo, it's about that time to break forth the rhythm and the rhyme.
I love this song so much. Good Vibrations is a fantastic song, mostly because Marky Mark is gorgeous.
I remember my girlfriend had the hugest crush on Marky Mark. She loved that video and him in his underwear.
It's a great song because it's got Marky Mark screaming at you.
Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it.
It's almost like if you didn't feel the vibrations, he was gonna come and kick the out of you.
I just remember, you know, him with the shirt off, and then he got the Calvin Klein ad after this, and it was like, dang it. See that six-pack?
Yeah. Can you feel it, baby?
After one more album, Marky Mark ditched the Marky, the music, and the Funky Bunch for a career on the big screen.
He got his real huge break as Dirk Diggler in Boogie Nights, and it was like, oh, he's really an actor. For real, for real.
It was a good decision, too. Wahlberg's an Oscar-nominated actor, the executive producer of HBO's Entourage, and father of 2. And about those Funky Bunch days, well, he'd rather not bring it up.
He's always trying to disavow his musical past and always trying to disassociate himself from Marky Mark. But, like, remember when he was on TRL at the same time as Eminem?
We'll just all stand together like a happy, fun bunch.
And he was, like, so pissed and he wouldn't say anything.
Marky Mark shouldn't be afraid of that song. You should have a little altar to Good Vibrations. You should have a CD on a pedestal with some candles around it and sort of thank it every day. He owes everything to it.
1991, music for the people. Much props. Peace.
You're still the one I love. Yeah. Looks like we made it.
Back in 91, Eileen Edwards was just another Canadian trying to make it in Nashville. 6 years and one name change later, Still the One made Shania Twain the queen of both country and pop music.
They said I bet.
Ooh, that is a killer song. That is a beautiful, gorgeous song.
That song, I actually shed a tear when I hear it. It's not my style, but it'll hit you. It'll pull at your heartstrings.
You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to.
The tune was unconsciously inspired by Shania's husband, enigmatic producer Mutt Lange.
It wasn't till the song came out that I realized that this song was about us. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but nobody thought that Mutt and I would ever last. I'm not sure he really exists, but there's one picture of him that they actually show on VH1 frequently.
Ain't nothing better. We'd be the odds together.
Still, the one helped Shania sell 34 million copies of her album worldwide, breaking one hell of a record.
This song is off the album Come On Over, which is the #1 selling female artist album of all time. Of all time!
Ms. Twain's been laying low in Switzerland the last few years with her husband and child. She emerged in 2007 to release her second fragrance, cleverly named Shania Starlet.
Good for her. She made a lot of money, she had a lot of fame, and if she decides to live in Switzerland with her kids, more power to her.
Fun and frat rocky, Hootie and the Blowfish emerged from the wilds of South Carolina in 1995 with Only Wanna Be With You.
You and me, we come from different worlds. You like to laugh at me when I look at another girl.
It's jangly, it's fun, you know, it's something every girl wants to hear.
Put on some Hootie, man. Yeah, only wanna be with you.
Let it never be forgotten that America loved Hootie and the Blowfish.
Everybody in the world who was just out of college had a copy of the Hootie and the Blowfish album. And any place you went, it was in the jukebox.
Propelled by Only Wanna, Cracked Rearview became the best-selling debut album in Atlantic Records history.
They did very well. They sold 16 million records or something, and it couldn't have happened to nicer guys.
We were just a little pop rock band from South Carolina that nobody had heard of.
Cracked Rearview was a tough act to follow, and Hootie backlash inevitably set in.
They sold a gazillion records, and then all of a sudden, everybody turned on it.
You know you've done something when you spark people to hate, because if they're taking their time to hate, man, you must have really done something.
Sometimes I wonder, it'll never end.
But Hootie conquered the haters. 4 albums later, the band still truck it. Meanwhile, when Darius isn't with the band or working on his second solo album, he's living it up on the links and at home.
I have a great life. I have a wonderful wife, 3 great kids. And when I'm on the road, I can spend every day, all day with them. That's a luxury that a lot of people don't have, and it's all because of Cracked Rearview.
Yo, this is Wyclef Refuge.
In 1996, Pras, Wyclef, and Her Majesty Lauryn Hill, a.k.a. the Fugees, took on a classic, Roberta Flack's Killing Me Softly.
Hey, yo, Al, you know you got the lyrics.
They, gave it a little reggae flavor. It's the most beautiful remake of a song I've ever heard.
I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style.
I like that song because even though I'm white, it's fun to just jump in and go, one time.
They took something old, and then they just yelled stuff during it.
2 times.
But right at the height of their success, the Fugees decided to call it quits.
It's crazy. The Fugees had this hit song, this amazing album, The Score, and then they all broke up. They were like, oh, we're so huge. See ya.
Today, Pras is working on new music, and when Wyclef's not shaking his hips with Shakira, he's the musical ambassador to Haiti. Lauren's career looked set after her '98 solo debut, but since then, she's focused on her ever-growing family.
She won her Grammys, and it was just like, out of here. She met Rohan Marley and started having babies.
You would never write her off because you know she could just come back with that killer record. Fingers crossed we get it before Chinese democracy.
And the rumors of a full-on Fugees reunion?
Well, I think that moment that we came together was a beautiful moment, and we were able to do some really beautiful things. As far as a reunion, I don't have the answer.
Hi, we're in Vogue, and you're watching VH1. No, you're never gonna get it. Never ever gonna get it. No, not this time.
Experts in the art of withholding, R&B quartet En Vogue told deadbeat guys where to cram it with My Lovin' Never Gonna Get It.
En Vogue, 4 beautiful sisters.
En Vogue was just incredibly hot.
The lead one I wanted to hit. I wanted to hit the other one, and the other one.
I remember how it used to be. You never was this nice, you cared for me.
My Lovin' is about a woman who has a man who isn't treating her with respect. He's been doing it all wrong, and so she's over it.
No, you're never gonna get it. Not this time. Never gonna get it.
I want it. I'm never gonna get it. What do I have to do to get it?
Basically, you're not going to get any ass, but we're going to sing it in a sort of a 30s and 40s style.
We had a lot of men come to us saying, why'd you guys write that song? Now I'm never gonna get it.
En Vogue racked up hits well into the 90s. After original member Dawn left, Cindy, Terry, and Maxine kept going with new singer Rana. Now working on a new CD, the Funky Divas still get a rush from Never Gonna Get It.
Now we have audience participation.
Yeah, because they know the words.
Singing it with us.
So it feels good.
In the early 90s, if you had a good song and were willing to wear clothes from the grunge store, you had a shot at fame. Case in point, Atlanta's Collective Soul and their 1994 hit Shine.
I think record executives started handing out flannels, and Collective Soul was one band that received a little flannel shirt to wear. They didn't really fit, but they tried to market them as a grunge band.
We had long hair.
We did have long hair.
We had very long hair.
You're kind of looking at them on TV and you're like, they totally were just like looking at pages of Spin, like looking at how Eddie Vedder looks.
I mean, we were borrowing each other's clothes, for God's sake, because we didn't have any money. You know, there was no style to
It was
us.
just kind of thrown together.
Yeah, we were just throwing it together and trying to survive.
That song was still kind of good. I'm not gonna front. And I know the words.
What we need you to do is sing the word. Yeah.
It's one of the great choruses of all time.
Which one is Sean?
Yeah.
Is that yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let It Shine?
No.
When we first recorded it, I took it up to our manager at the time, and he heard it, and he's like, what is yeah? What do you mean yeah? I remember trying to explain, it's the word yeah, it just kind of feels right.
The kids felt the same way. Shine helped catapult them from lowly bar band to grunge's latest success story.
The most played band at modern rock in the 90s. You think, oh, Mark, you're wrong. It was Pearl Jam. Mark, you're wrong. It was Nirvana. It was Collective Soul. And this song was a complete testament to why.
Today, Collective Soul are still at it, but no one's pushing them to wear flannel, because now they own the record label.
We've become independent, so we're about to release our 7th studio CD this year, which we're very proud of. Not bad for the one-hit wonder of '94, man.
Armed with a trippy sound and a super sweet hat, the Spin Doctors made 1991 a little brighter with Two Princes.
I think it's an amazing song. I love that song. And it has one of the most memorable riffs of the entire decade.
There's this girl that I'd liked in high school. So she called me, and I run into an old friend of mine, and I kind of confided in him. He was like, well, just go ahead with it, man. Just go ahead now. Just go ahead now.
Just go ahead now. Marry me. I'm the one that can't you see?
The guys had been knocking around New York clubs since the 80s, so the tune's success took them by surprise.
I would go to my ATM machine, and I'd have like $18. And then one day I had like $1,200, and I was like, bank error, yes. And then I went back about a week later, and there was like $15,000 in my ATM account. I called our account, like, what's going on?
Just go ahead now.
Album sales backslid in the years following Two Princes, and the band began to fall apart. Even worse, lead singer Chris Barron nearly lost his voice.
I woke up one morning, and I could only whisper. I had a 50-50 chance of ever singing again. I didn't know what I was going to do. Eventually it came back. But for me, you know, every note now is a gift.
After a few years away, the Spin Doctors reunited for a benefit in 2002. While they take time for side projects, they've been together ever since.
We've all realized that life is short and you don't have an opportunity to play with other musicians that you have that kind of chemistry with. This is a once-in-a-lifetime combo.
Go ahead now. Go ahead now.
60 down, 40 to go. More of the 90s most excellent songs are coming up.